Good evening. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting tonight from San Antonio. Former President Marcos was taken from his palace this morning aboard American helicopters. He slept at a nearby U.S. air base, then was flown on with his family to Guam. CBS News has been told that he was taken aboard the plane to Guam on a stretcher. Marcos is said to be very ill. A civilian government headed by Corazon Aquino and backed by influential military men is taking over in Manila. Bob Simon is there.
A nation took to the streets tonight to celebrate its victory. The dictator had fallen, the people conquered his palace. For a generation, it had been the forbidden city in the Philippines. Tonight, it was renamed Freedom Park. If you've ever wanted to know what a revolution looks like, feast your eyes on Manila tonight. For a while this morning, Filipinos had two presidents. The last confrontation happened outside a television station. It was literally a battle for the airwaves. The swearing-in of Mrs. Aquino was broadcast several times. When Marcos took the oath, someone pulled the plug. His time had run out. His sponsors were gone. As troops loyal to Marcos filed out of the palace, they were embraced as converts by the gathering crowd. There was pandemonium as word spread that the dictator was gone. There was bloodshed, very little bloodshed. The day that started with two presidents and two sides ended with a coming together that mingled prayer and patriotism, which tonight were the same thing. They waved their flags, they kissed their flags. The Virgin Mary was everywhere. They tore down the barbed wires surrounding the palace and fashioned it into crowns of thorns.
This could be as close as the 20th century has come to the storming of the Bastille. But what's remarkable is how little violence there's been. We Americans like to think we taught the Filipinos democracy. Well, tonight, they're teaching the world.
They did it with a naive and passionate and compelling faith in the democratic process. No bullets, no harm to the man they hated. The stately portraits of the old regime were replaced late tonight by Hollywood-type posters of the new leaders. The New Philippines, starring Corazon Aquino, who tonight spoke with the voice of her nation.
We are finally free, and we can be truly proud of the unprecedented way we achieved our freedom, with courage and with determination, and most important, in peace.
This is about as happy as people can get. This was the revolution that smiled. Bob Simon, CBS News, Manila.
Are taking power in the name and by the will of the Filipino people.
Cory Aquino's people power had triumphed. The campaign motivated millions who had never before been politically involved. And in the last critical days, when it was gumption against guns, people power meant unarmed civilians placing their bodies between the Marcos troops and a handful of determined mutineers. The thousands of Filipinos who protectively surrounded the rebel-held army camp and the captured government TV station gave Marcos the choice of wholesale slaughter or giving up. But there was nothing spontaneous or accidental about people power. It was directed by professionals in the art of nonviolence, mostly Catholic clergy, who on marathon TV broadcasts taught people how to encourage Marcos troops to defect, how to give the enemy presents of food and cigarettes, how to block the roads every time the armor came out of the palace grounds, and force the soldiers to go back. But tonight, in victory, people power went on a rampage, perhaps an omen that people power is a weapon that changes its meaning once a battle is won. The test for President Aquino now is whether her ability to motivate the people translates into an ability to govern them. John Sheehan, CBS News, Manila.